We hired a housemaid to help. She slept with my husband, poisoned my kids, and took over my home. Hi, what's fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Secret Diary of My Ex. If you are new here, my name is Ohima. I bring interesting stories. So if you like interesting stories, let's be friends. And a happy new month to you. Or today's stories are not like from people's like ex-husbands or boyfriends. No, they are from other people they've had encounters with. So sit down and enjoy the drama. And before I go into the story, I want to give a quick shout out to Rose Nyapa. I told her I was going to give her a shout out in my next video. She commented first to comment, hi Ohima, hi Rose. Thank you for all the love and the support. Without wasting much time, let's get right into the story. We hired a housemaid to help. She slept with my husband, poisoned my kids, and took over my home. After I gave birth to twins, my life changed completely. I was barely sleeping. I had stretch marks, cracked nipples, and a husband who acted like his only job was paying bills. So I told my husband, let's get a housemaid to help just for a few months. That's how she came into our lives. Let's call her Letitia. She was 24 years old, soft spoken, and from a small town from a place in Ghana. I'm not going to mention it. Letitia was the kind of girl every madam would want. Respectful, fast, clean, and never talk too much. She would sing lullabies in her native language for the babies. My husband barely noticed her, or I thought he didn't. The first time she disobeyed me was one afternoon. I returned early from market and found her arranging my lingerie in the bedroom. She smiled innocently and said, Madam, I just wanted to surprise you. My chest started aching. My chest started aching that day, but I ignored it. My husband suddenly developed interest in Letitia's food. He started saying things like, this life soup is fire. You should learn from her. Me? Learn from a girl I paid to cook? Then my kids started choosing her over me. One evening, I wanted to bathe my twins. They both screamed, we want Auntie Letitia. I laughed, but deep inside, I felt like I was being erased slowly and quietly. I was searching for one of the twins' toys in my husband's car when I found a cheap red bra under the seat. I don't wear red. I don't wear cheap. When I showed it to him, he said that it belonged to a female colleague he gave a lift. I believed him. God forgive me, but I did. Then I installed a hidden camera in the house because I felt something was off and I needed proof. So I borrowed a spy camera from my cousin and installed it in the kitchen. That very week, I saw Letitia standing behind my husband while he drank tea. She kissed his neck. He didn't stop her. He didn't even flinch. I tried to fire her, but he refused. I confronted my husband. Do you know what he said? She's like family. She helps. You are always the one complaining. Letitia stood behind him, wiping invisible tears like she was the victim. Then I started having spiritual attacks. I started having nightmares, like snakes chasing me. I see myself in coffins. I would wake up sweating. Then I noticed my period had stopped for 3 months, but I wasn't pregnant. Doctors said that I was fine. I spoke to my aunt about it and then she took me to a spiritual woman. She didn't even let me speak. She looked at me and said, there's a girl in your home who wakes up at 4 a.m. to feed your husband, mix tea with blood. Hey, she has buried your underwear in the backyard. I couldn't hold my tears when I heard this. I wept. Then I started pretending. I smiled. I acted like I believed my husband. I thanked Letitia for her help, but I started praying hard. I cooked all the meals in my house and I took over the kids' feeding, but she hated it. Then my kids started falling sick. They were vomiting, had fever, and strange rashes. But the hospital said that there was nothing wrong. Then I caught Letitia giving them medicine that I never bought. She said, "Oh, it's just herbs from my hometown." My husband moved into the guest room because we were having arguments upon arguments. He said I was too stressful, that he needed some space. That night, Letitia cooked for him, served him in the guest room, and locked the door. I knew exactly what was happening in that room, but I had no power anymore. I took my children and then I ran. I packed at midnight. I took my babies and went to see my sister. I texted my husband and said that if I stay, I'll die. Keep your maid. I started a cleanse. The spiritual woman told me to bathe with herbs, burn all the gifts from Letitia, and sleep with white cloths. She said Letitia had turned my husband into something like a zombie using his own semen and dog blood. What the hell? I was numb. My husband filed for legal separation. He said that I was mentally unstable, claimed I abandoned him and the kids. When we met in court, he brought Letitia. She wore my dress. Are you kidding me? And smiled at me like we were friends. Letitia posted her baby bump on Facebook. She was pregnant and she tagged my husband. Her caption, "A real woman doesn't steal a man. She earns him." I nearly fainted when I saw it. What? Then my children begged to visit her. They said they missed the mansion, the toys, and the attention. One day my son said, "Auntie Letitia said you left because you are jealous." I wanted to scream. But how do I explain witchcraft to a 4-year-old boy? My husband became her puppet. She controlled everything. His phone, his finances, even his clothes. He stopped attending church, started losing weight, and yet he looked like he was in love. His bank job ended after they accused him of theft. He swore he was innocent, but everything he touched after Letitia entered his life started dying. Everything. Then she left him. One morning she vanished. No note, no forwarding address, nothing. Just a message to him that read, "You gave me what I wanted. I'm done." Hey. He nearly ran mad. A pastor from a remote village called me and said that Letitia had been spotted there. Apparently, this is what she does. She has done this to 2 other families. She destroyed them and then she moved on. My husband came back. He begged, he knelt. He said that he was under a spell, that he couldn't see clearly. He asked if he could stay with me and the kids just for a while. I told him, "You are not their father anymore. You are a cautionary tale." It took a lot, counseling, fasting, fighting shame, but I rebuilt. I started my own cleaning agency because I didn't want any woman to go through what I did. I'm sharing this story for people to learn from it. Letitia came to clean, but she wiped out my whole life. Now understand that the devil doesn't always come with horns. Sometimes she comes in a uniform, smiling with a mop in her hands and then a poison in the other hand. I just want people to learn from my story. My husband keeps begging to get his family back, but I still don't know if I have the strength to take him back. I just don't want to. Wow. Ha. Some people will say that this story is a lie. But me, as I'm sitting here, I know somebody who has gone through this. And maybe one day I'll get the permission from the person to share her story. And it wasn't even a maid. It was someone who claimed to be a pastor, a lady pastor. But that is a story for another day. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you know anybody who has gone through this? And if you want to share your story with us, this vault is open. You can send me a DM on Instagram or TikTok at miss_hey. And I'm going to read your story to advise people or just to ask for opinions from other people. Until I see you in the next video. Bye.